The secret, real reason that crypto markets are being suppressed right now and stopped from having massive breakouts towards the upside despite all of the bullish news in the market right now. In this video, I'm going to show you with proof exactly who is behind this market manipulation and why they're holding the market back from breaking out. I'm also going to show you that they can't do this for much longer, and we're going to expect aggressive moves towards the upside in the coming days. I'm also going to talk about the main driving forces behind this bull market and why we can expect it to go significantly higher into the later stages of 2025. So without further ado, hit the like button. Let's get into today's video. Now guys, as we jump across to the Bitcoin price, we can see some interesting stuff that's been going on. A huge amount of pumping and dumping has been happening over the last few days. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why the hell are we still in this zone despite the fact we've had all the news that we were expecting to have? For example, we saw Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the Silk Road, being released, as Donald Trump originally said that he would be. We thought this would be bullish for crypto, and it did have a little bit of a positive impact. Following this, just yesterday, President Trump eliminated the SAB 121, which allowed banks in the United States to have custody of Bitcoin and other crypto assets. To put it simply, it means that the banks have been given the green light to be able to go and buy Bitcoin and crypto assets. So what do you think they're going to be going and doing? Just that. And then you go and stack on top of it the fact that Donald Trump then signed off for the United States of America to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And in addition to this, the president, along with other members of his family, has also created a crypto fund, meme coins, you name it. Crypto is here to stay, and things are about to get very exciting indeed. So why the hell are we not seeing any upside? I hear you cry. Well, it's a good question, and it's one that I've been considering myself, so I decided to go away and take a look at what was going on. Now, I use this website called Arkham Intelligence, and I've been looking into Binance wallets. Because it's the major exchange, it's likely to show maybe some evidence of what's been going on. Now, what I've noticed over the last few days or so is at various different times, Binance and Coinbase, both from their hot wallets, have been sending significant transactions across to Wintermute. And then, as soon as we have any positive news events, Wintermute then sends a lot of that crypto back to Binance as well as Coinbase. And it's not just me who's been picking up on this, but other guys across Twitter, like Marty Party here, said that Coinbase and Binance are actively flushing out Bitcoin and Solana on the bullish news by sending CB, BTC, and Solana to Wintermute. This means that as there's any positive price action coming in and buyers coming in on Binance or on Coinbase, all of a sudden someone has taken loads of money and selling off those same assets in order to suppress the price back down. And I get it. You're like, okay, well, first of all, who the hell is Wintermute? And second of all, why are they doing this to me? Because I should be making money in crypto. This is all a scam. It's a lie. Don't worry. There's a very good reason why they might be doing it, despite the fact that it's probably a bit shady. And there's also a very good reason that it can't last for much longer. Now, Wintermute is a market maker, I believe to be the largest in crypto, because he works with Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, Kraken, pretty much every big name out there. Now, a market maker is simply creating buy and sell orders to encourage traders to go and invest and buy and sell crypto coins. This is obviously good for the exchange because the exchange makes lots of money on fees. And if the price is kind of moving around a lot, then it's obviously good for the exchanges and obviously as well the market makers. And you're probably thinking, well, how much impact can this really have? Well, just look at how much money Wintermute traded back in November. Just in November, it traded $5,915 billion, which is like $5.9 trillion, which is a lot of money. It's far bigger than the actual crypto market in value being traded throughout the whole month of November. So why on earth is this happening? Well, there's so many kind of positive catalysts right now for the growth of crypto that it's pretty evident, if you spent at least kind of 5 minutes in the crypto space, that this bull market is going to absolutely send once it's allowed to do so. And many people are aware of that. But there's lots of organizations and people who have far more sway, political impact than we do, sort of making decisions on whether or not it's time to do it. The US has just said that they want to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So for sure, they don't want the Bitcoin price to rally significantly higher before they have a chance to at least maybe buy some Bitcoin. That's just one theory. You could also then say that Coinbase and Binance are then incentivized to hold the Bitcoin price back down for various other reasons out there. Maybe it's BlackRock trying to suppress the price. Who knows? But it's quite clearly happening. The good news though, this can't happen for that much longer though, because there's only so much supply that market maker as well as others have to dump back onto the exchanges. And every time they do it and the price continues to rally because of the news, people are buying more and more of that supply. And then you could be like, well, yeah, but what about the OTC deals that are happening not on the exchanges? Well, there's only a certain amount of crypto available for OTC deals. And when you've got BlackRock, you've got Michael Saylor and a load of other people with a lot of capital, considering we've now introduced the big banks as well, after that document that Donald Trump signed, now you can see that the amount of crypto available is starting to drop lower and lower. As we think about the supply and demand model, there has to be a time when this will finally come to a close and we will send so much higher. So we know about all the bullish news that is set up for crypto, and we know that it's going to be pushing on into the future. So where is all the money going to come from? Well, simple. Bitcoin and the global M2 money supply are very closely linked. In fact, Bitcoin is the closest asset when it comes to correlation to this particular thing. Now, with an 86% correlation. Now, what you can see is the white line, which is the global M2 money supply, which is controlled by inflation, is controlled by interest rates, and a number of other macroeconomical factors that if you want to know more about, go and ask ChatGPT, because I'm not going to bore you with it now. But you can see this. After September, October, November sort of time, we started to see a big pullback in the global M2 money supply. Okay, and this M2 money supply took a big dip towards the downside, and following that, you can then see that Bitcoin does something quite similar, because Bitcoin starts to stall out into November. So despite the bullish news, the pro-crypto government arriving into the US, we see Bitcoin starting to edge towards the downside and being kind of held up by the buyers, the Michael Saylors and whoever else that was coming in to buy up this dip. Now you can see this bottoms out sometime in and around the start of January. And from that dip, we then start to head higher, and we are now continuing on that journey. So if we zoom out a bit and we look at the money supply, we can now see that after that brief correction at the end of 2024, which came in around here, we are now starting to push higher. And it won't be that long before we get back up to the all-time highs and beyond that we saw back in early 2022. Why? Donald Trump has already said that he wants to pressure the SEC into lowering interest rates. This is a very bullish thing and will result in a lot of liquidity arriving in the markets. Not only that, but they're likely to go and start turning on the money printers and pushing inflation once more, because every new government who rolls into office in the US wants to make life easier for people initially, because it makes everyone feel like they made the right choice by getting that government in. So what do? You turn on the money printers and you reduce the interest rates. At the same time as this happening, we've got other countries around the world right now who are also starting to turn on the money printers and reduce interest rates. China, for example, is printing billions of dollars worth of yuan, and this money will ultimately end up back in the crypto markets as well. And this will continue on at least until early 2026. But let's address a key point. I know many of you aren't really even holding Bitcoin, you're holding altcoins, and the altcoins have been damaged far more aggressively than Bitcoin since December, and you're wondering whether the altcoins will ever recover or whether people will just buy Bitcoin. Well, of course they will, because what happens is Bitcoin starts to get loads of money injected into it. The people who make money in Bitcoin take profits and then they go and move across into the altcoins. Not only that, but as people make more and more money, they become more and more degenerate, more and more happy to take on more risk. This means they then go down the curve into the riskier and riskier assets. So while right now you're probably doubting whether this is a bull market or not, I promise you this will be the biggest bull market that we have ever seen in crypto. And the fact that you're all wondering whether or not this is even a bull market is indicative of where we are right now. Because at the top of the bull market, people who arrived in crypto in December won't be saying that they want to get out. They'll be telling everyone that they've got diamond hands. They'll all be sharing their profits. And if anyone even suggests that the bull market is over, they will absolutely crucify them. If I suggested to you right now that the bull market is over, I would imagine that a lot of you might believe me. And that fundamentally is the proof that the bull market is not over. Bull markets end when everyone thinks they're going to be rich, when everyone starts quitting their jobs to go and start trading meme coins. Right now, though, where everyone's sort of doubting, are we even in a bull market or not, particularly for the altcoins, you could even argue that maybe we're down even in the disbelief zone. This Wall Street cheat sheet is something that you should have, okay? Put it on your wall and just pay attention to it, because it is so accurate in judging where we are in the market cycle at any point. I would say that we're moving from disbelief. We will end up very soon into hope and possibly rally quickly into optimism, belief, thrill and euphoria. Euphoria could well arrive by March if things all start to move smoothly. But there's one elephant in the room that is more important than all of the other elephants. And that is where we are right now in crypto and why this bull market is going to be the one that changes everything. You see, this is a product compass. It basically talks about when you have new products out there in the marketplace and sort of new technologies, etc. And you can see that innovators in tech is created by people who are kind of enthusiastic and have good ideas, kind of like we're seeing in the AI agents right now. You then get the early adopters who then start to use them and maybe they take off. But often most projects will fail and fizzle out around here because to get the mass market to be interested in something and start to buy into it is really difficult. Right now, you are probably one of only a few people that you know who are actively in crypto. Despite the fact we're at Bitcoin nearly all-time highs, you probably don't know that many people around you who are even trading crypto. Imagine a time when everyone is already holding some form of crypto and talking about crypto. We are literally about to make our way across the chasm, which is the stumbling point for most crypto projects, and move our way into the early majority. And the early majority will be people using crypto for things like real-world assets, buying stocks and shares. They will start to use crypto for things like playing video games. They will start to use crypto to buy and interact with AI agents and all sorts of other weird and wonderful things. And this kind of phase here is where we're going to see the most aggressive growth. Once we get into this kind of early majority adoption phase, things are going to go absolutely bonkers. Okay, after this bull market, we're probably going to be looking into the kind of late majority where the gains just aren't that exciting anymore, but potentially way less volatile. And now I know you're feeling really scared and worried right now. If you can DCA in, I've personally been DCAing in to lots of different altcoins and things like that, the ones that have been significantly down, because I think that they're going to see a lot more upside. And then I'm just going to sit back and wait for things to rally. If I didn't have the money to be able to buy in on the dip, I might just turn off my computer, go outside and do something else, because genuinely you shouldn't be worried too much. Things are going to turn around, and the stuff that's happening with Wintermute right now is proving that it isn't going to be that much further away. Now guys, tomorrow I've got a really important video. I'm going to start talking about AI agents, specifically AI agents with some smaller market caps that I think have still got massive gains towards the upside. So if you missed out on Donald Trump coin last week and various others, then you still have the opportunity to find some big winners if you get in early. So make sure you subscribe to the House of Crypto with the notification bell turned on so that you don't miss that video. And just for now, I'll leave you with this. This is the Bitcoin chart. You can see right now we are running up into this area of resistance. Typically, if this was the top, you would have seen us break a higher high and we would have dumped down very aggressively, and yet it never even happened. Okay, we had a little dip back down. We've now retested. We are going to be breaking through, and it could potentially be broken through by the time this video has gone live. I hope not, for the sake of the performance of my own video, but whatever. From here, Bitcoin's going to have a leg up. Where's the next leg up going to be to? From here, let's swing high to a swing low. In fact, we've drawn the red arrow in a pretty good place. I would imagine that we're going to probably push to around $119,000. And from there, we could see maybe a little bit of sideways action. Who knows, maybe a little dip back down to retest these highs before sending it on further. Next highs I'm looking at after there, 138,000. But remember, what did you mess up in December that left you in the pain right now? If you were buying the top of projects that were pumping back in December, make sure you don't do it again this time. Learn from the mistakes that you made before, and you will do much better in this bull market. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't already, and I will see you later on in another video. Bye-bye.